Okay, so my theory is this occurred to me in the middle of the last episode. We don't know what the angels are. Are they literally angels? Are they aliens? Are they coming from a parallel reality? Demons? I now think they were created by some faction of human beings. Some scientist somewhere. Maybe it was out of control technology. Some scientist somewhere was like trying to create a cyborg of some type. Lost control of it. The first creature, the prototype, or the Adam Adam, found a way to procreate, reproduce, and now is trying to take over the world or something. It's probably, even though I think they said impact, so it came from space, an impact on Earth could still be made from human beings. I mean, if you'd have the technology to do that, you definitely have the technology to put stuff in space and have it come back down, right? So it's probably a tinfoil Preston Jacobs type theory. Probably is not true, but it's just, I want to put it out there just because it's on my mind. Maybe I'll strike gold. Who knows? Anything's possible. I could actually be smart, or not really smart. These kind of theories require imagination, not intelligence, right? There are people who are able to really guess endings of TV shows, and I say people because I've been sitting next to people where this happens too. It's not just reaction channels. Reaction channels are just basically a reproduction of you sitting on a couch with some other people and you're watching something together. Just in this scenario, you happen to have seen it before, and we've all been there. We've seen it. Other people haven't. We want them to watch it, so we don't say anything when they theory craft. We just stay silent. We don't answer their questions. Every now and then they'll raise a question that's like a point that's already been brought up in the episode, the character name is this, or this character, they mention this character as this person's father or brother or whatever. They're married. The people watching it missed it somehow, and it'd be when a reactor raises that question and you answer in the comments, right? So it's the same. It's the exact same relationship. That's why I say I've been doing this for 30 years, because I was doing it with my dad for so long. But anyway, anybody who's able to guess the plot, sometimes it's because really good writers foreshadow stuff. They lay the foundations. They establish this. Chekhov's gun. If you predict that this gun's going to be used in the final act, it's because you're aware of what Chekhov's gun is. That is just, you know the building blocks that create stories. You know what genre we're in. You know what's common for that genre. You know what the tropes are. So you can predict things because you just have a foundation of knowledge that applies to what you're watching. But then there's the other kind of person who can just seemingly out of thin air predict something correctly. That's not a sign of intelligence. That is a sign of imagination. You have a wide open mind, and your mind is always going in every direction at the same time. Writers have this. Typically, the people that are really good at this, like just pulling something out of their ass and predicting something, are either writers or they should have been writers. They have a writer's imagination because writers can imagine things in 3 dimensions, 360-degree imagination. They can imagine, okay, this person could be dead, they could be a zombie, they could be a doppelganger, they could have a face-off scenario, it could be a robot with a plastic face, they could be a shapeshifter. This Bobby in his shower could be any of these things. Could even be a zombie. And you can simultaneously keep all of these possibilities in your brain until you see some piece of evidence that leads you in one of these 360 directions. Wait a minute. I saw mud on his foot. He could have crawled out of a grave. Okay, now I'm thinking it's a zombie, and you can eliminate some of these other possibilities, right? So it's just imagination. That's all it is. It's imagination. So that's what I have. I have this boundless, unfettered imagination. So that's where all this crap comes from that turns out not to be true. It's like, wow, that's ridiculous. Who would think that? Well, it's because of the imagination. That's all it is. Okay, we're on the very first frame. It's episode 14. And we're going on 1. 3, 2, 1. Third angel, huh? Oh, crap. That's right. Light him up, boys. Oh, man, he's catching a missile in midair, man. Yeah, convention ordinance is ineffective, isn't it? So I guess they're walking us through the backstory. Interesting. Right? Maybe there's a hiatus, because this is episode 14 out of 26. So they must have had 13 episodes and then 13, right? So there was a hiatus. I got you. That's what's going on here. Yeah, previously on Neon. I love the way he caught that missile in midair. That was awesome. Like, your missile means nothing. Eat my angel ass. Then he got mad. Big mad. Because he's a bad mofo. You know it. Now we're talking. Yep, they're definitely going to have future issues. Believe that. That would be considered an issue. No official acknowledgement. Oh, I see. Yeah, collateral damage. They're actually going to deal with this. Even the Avengers had to eventually deal with this. Oh, wait. Okay, I remember now. I forgot that that was the bully's backstory. Gotcha. Okay. So literally, this is just going to be a recap episode, is what I'm getting from this. Which, I would have a problem with if I was watching this week to week, especially if this is coming back from a long hiatus. But in this particular case, I can use all the reminders I can get. Anything they include in here they think is very important. Like, for instance, I had forgotten, because, the big bully, there's big bully and little bully, right? I had forgotten that that was his backstory originally. Like, we never see his sister. We don't hear anything about her. But that originally, his original animosity, the whole purpose behind that was because Shinji hurt his sister, So that's good to keep in mind, even if they never bring it up again. Because it's kind of there, right? Tear it up. He still put in this work even though he didn't have the power cable. And biblical cord this. Yep. And the sample is what we dealt with in the most recent episode. Uh oh. The pyramid was giving him this work, man. The pyramid was a damn problem. Yep. Get suited up. Yeah, I had a problem with this when I was writing novels too. In that a character has a first name and a last name. Some people call them by the first name. Some people call them by the last name. That's realistic. It's what happens in real life. I don't think that works for media, especially in movies. In TV shows, you have more time to get used to it. But I don't think it works in like regular media because the audience, like for the longest time, I thought they were talking about two different characters, Ray Anamani. When it's realistic, but like sometimes you have to make sacrifices of realism in order for clarity, and so the audience knows what's going on. It's despair, probably melancholy. It's not just depression; it's melancholy. Melancholy is a problem, man, because it's not easily solved. That's right. I love the suits, the body shaping. I was talking about this over in Planetes, whatever. They don't have that over there, so it's big and bulky and awkward and what it would actually be like in real life. But we can all aspire to having form-fitting spacesuits, right? Be more efficient. Damn, still impressive. I like that we're getting kind of like a big picture overview of everything together. This is why you have the wall of crazy. You can look at everything together and see patterns emerge, right? If I didn't know better, I would think that this is a Watchmen scenario where you create an enemy just to militarize and profit off of what happens as a result, right? Although in Watchmen they're trying to avoid nuclear war. Each one of these angels has its own name. That's interesting. I don't think I had picked up on that before. I remember some of these names, so they definitely use the names on screen, at least in text. Or maybe they were episode titles, but it didn't really sink into me that like each one of these angels has its own name. Take this double punch. What do they call them in Attack on Titan? Thundersticks. Annihilate is a good word, by the way, because damn. This was interesting. They've been in different environments. That's one of the things you can really see when you watch this all in sequence, right? But the only thing they haven't been, I think, is like in orbit or something. Like I'm sure these ships can go to space. But ships, the robots can go to space, right? But this is one of the more interesting environments. Underwater, in the air, on the ground, inside the earth. That's one of the more interesting environments. The only thing we haven't seen them do is be in orbit or something. So I predict that'll happen. Yep, the Daddy Longlegs angel. Montreal. He was a damn problem. With his acid eyeball. He's coming for that ass. That's right. Teamwork makes the dream work. Yep. Annihilate. I don't know about annihilate. This was a problem. Some of these are just like barely killed, and some of them are completely annihilated. That last one was just barely killed. We got you. Hurts like the Dickens. That's right, in your eye. What's up? Now that's annihilation. It's all got to be, incinerated essentially for it to be annihilated. That's what the word means. See, that one's annihilated. Yeah, I bet it came from that sample. I think they may have said that too. Really, you lying hoe. That's why the 11th angel is unconfirmed. Interesting choice. I went like 9.5 minutes. Damn. One false report and you kill me. Damn. Those are high stakes, man. Well, what makes me laugh is your nose. So, Really, Dead Sea Scrolls. I thought that was just the Bible. Throwing some random lore in there, right? He's going to save the world. He's going to be an a-hole the entire time he's doing it. But anyway, like I was saying, like it's an interesting choice. Not the full episode, not just a couple minutes, like 9.5 minutes. But now apparently we're going to have a story. Interesting writing choice there. Um, I don't know. You should, do another revision on this slam poetry. The sun, there's only one of them. We could nitpick that really hardcore. Like there may be more suns in this universe than anything. Well, but I guess there's more planets although maybe not. Thousands of suns don't have any planets at all. So each planet that has like 20, each sun that has 20 planets, does it make up for that? That's the question, right? Yep. Save it for your blog. I see what you're saying. It's kind of what I was saying. I think humanity created the angels. That's what I think. Maybe for the future, but they did it. Kind of creepy. I am myself. Yeah. So we're finally gonna get Ray's storyline, huh? This feels like her. I'm terrible at identifying these voices, right? Because it's another language. It's really hard. But I assume this is definitely because they also showed her face a couple times now that I think about it. This almost feels like an AI in this machine learning situation, right? But anyway, like this feels like something she would. These are the kind of thoughts she would have, right? Is she in love with him or something? Like, what is happening there? Like, it's a very weird thing to say. Yeah, but similar ain't the same though. But I like it in here. We all float down here, literally. They have liquid. Interesting. So we're just gonna get basically a wrap up, a little hint of what the father's doing, and then some little vignettes with each one of these characters. What's interesting about this is if this was live action, which I heard there's gonna be a live action One Piece. Boy, that's gonna be terrible. Absolutely awful. Unless it's CGI, which then it's just animation again. It's not live action. The Lion King remake was not live action; it was CGI. Good point. Well, you're an a-hole, so we all have problems, don't we? Look at her angry eyes. Hilarious. Yep. It's uncomfortable. That's why I think. Hey, I was just kidding. Ah, yes, real. Hey, when she said it was fine, huh? Sexist. Why is smell so sexualized, by the way? You know, smelling somebody is just automatically you're a pervert. There's something weird there because, like, listening to people and looking at people, although looking specifically can be sexualized. Why is it the smell is always sexualized? It's something I've always wondered about. Somehow it just seems more intimate, I guess. Always have a backup plan. You're damn right you'll do your job. No, there is no but. You finish your sentence with "I'll do my job." That's it. Nothing else comes after that statement. But psychograph, huh? Such an a-hole. Shut the hell up. Mute her. Put her on mute. Well, she's just mad at everybody kissing her ass. It's always interesting, right? You get one of the fan favorite characters comes in late into a series, into the first season at least. Think Felicity in Arrow, right? Once you've seen about 5 seasons, you go back and you're like, wow, wait a minute, she wasn't in much of season 1, was she? Same here with Asuka. Asuka's hilarious. Feels like she should have been here from the beginning, right? But it was like episode 7 before they introduced her. 6, maybe. Well, crap. About time we had some action, right? Uh-oh. Yep, he's getting mad again. This happened before. You done pissed him off. He's about to tear your asses up. Hey, you want to do something about this? Yeah, which means Ray is more powerful than Shinji, which I wouldn't have called because it's Shinji's story, right? At least we started with him. That's right. He's mad. He's trying to get to her. Look at him. How dare you not be inside me? She don't care. She's ready to go, man. That was me when they canceled Sliders. Exactly this right here. Slammed my head against the wall about 75 times. You damn right. How is it possible? It's so good. I thought you were just mad that she wasn't there, man. Yeah, there's definitely a connection. That it was almost shot for shot the same to start with, right? So definitely making us think of the first incident, You don't have to give your rank when you make a request. Just make a request. As operations officer, I want you to do this thing for me. That's how you pull rank, man. Really. Because everything's about you. It's about your ego. I'm noticing a parallel, by the way. You had 3 robots. You had 3 sections of the AI, right? 3 different AIs. It was trifected, right? The number 3 keeps coming up in this show. The hell are you watching? Wolf! He is a scientist. Interesting. That's what he says, anyway. Do we believe it? Such an a-hole. Just hateful, man. Yeah, pretty much. Like YouTube commenters, nothing. They do nothing but complain. I'm just kidding. Yep. Everything is not proceeding as I have foreseen. I didn't predict that. What about it? There's so many jokes I can make about the spear of Longinus, but I won't. She's ready for business, man. Check her out. Okay, so do we think Ray's going to turn evil? Because I'm starting to. I'm starting to think that. Like, this feels like an episode setting that up, doesn't it? I'll think about it in between episodes.